Hey everyone, we are live with a brand new episode of the Feeling Great show. Now, today's episode is going to be a straight talking episode because sometimes it's good to be nicey, another time it's good to be exactly to the point, and let's smash out some reasons why you are not getting in shape. Now, Fionn, we always do a little update. How was your weekend, bud?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
Really good. I went down camping, down into Devon and Cornwall, or up to Devon and down to Cornwall. That's kind of how it goes, isn't it? But that was nice. I went with a load of friends over the weekend, so never really been down over to that bit of the coastline before. So we went, did some swimming. We actually got caught. We went around this little cove and we were swimming off this rock kind of thing, and we had to jump across a load of rocks to get there, and we were like, oh, well, we'll keep an eye on the tide because if it comes in, we won't be able to get back. So, swimming away and everything, and we were like, oh, we better head back in a second. Stuck all our clothes on. We had like our phones and everything, our clothes in our bags, and like our keys and all that kind of stuff. And then we look over this rock that we'd climbed up to get over there, and everything was just submerged in water. It was like,
Really?
We nearly got like really stuck. Like, there was a boat out at sea, and apparently it called the Coast Guard on us. So we got 999 called on us, and the Coast Guard had to come out.
Really?
It was apparently it looked that bad from sea that we were properly trapped. I don't know how we got out.
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, it was pretty scary.
I tell you what, I don't really swim. I just jump in the sea. That's the easiest thing for me, innit? That's the thing.
That's what we were doing. We were just jumping off a rock.
Yeah.
And then to get back, you had to hop on a little series of rocks to get back, but that all just got completely submerged in water. We couldn't see anything, so we just had to kind of like just jump into the water and just kind of wade around with it. But the tide was coming in really quick, so it was crashing you against these new rocks, and you're disorientated. You had your bag there, trying to keep it dry, and God, it was a. You hear stories about people going on holiday, like lads going
and then dying.
See, yeah. It was one of them. We were all pretty scared, if I'm honest. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid to admit that.
It was Becky's brother's wife. She said she got hungover on the weekend, Kelly. Yeah. And she said on Snapchat, she put, "Oh, I need help." And someone actually took that as, "I need help," and called the police. That was her weekend. Police called her. She put Snapchat, "I need help." Yeah, I know. And she was like, "What would you put on?" Like, it's just funny how people like take something to serious. Like, "I need help" as an I feel knackered. Like, if you get chased by a mad axeman, the last thing you'd do is Snapchat, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
God.
It's mad. Hey, everyone, right? Let's get to it, okay? Because everyone's got a place to be, people to see, and time to go to work. Now, me and Fionn always try and promote nicey, and we are nicey people, and we always encourage people to do more steps and to say, what you're currently doing is great, but if you could do more, that's amazing. Bottom line, let's get straight into it. Let's not muck about. If you are serious about getting in shape and you prioritize your health and fitness and you want to be happier, healthier, and you also want to look good naked, right? In front of the mirror, you want to go, bang, I look great. If you are not doing 10,000 steps, my opinion, right, you're not taking your health, your happiness, and getting in shape seriously, because it's easy for us to go, "Oh, don't worry about it. You're busy, you got kids, you got this, you got a busy lifestyle." But I know people with 5 kids that do 10,000 steps. I know people that work 60-hour work weeks to do 10,000 steps. So if I'm being completely honest, I'm going to go out there and say, if you're not doing 10,000 steps per day, you're probably not prioritizing your health and your fitness. That may ruffle a few feathers, but sometimes you have to just say how it is, because if you just go nicey about it, perhaps it might not kick you up the arse. And if you're one of those people sat on the sofa right now or getting ready for work and you're not tracking your steps and you haven't got a clue how many steps you've done, or you're regularly hitting 4,000 or 5,000 steps a day and complaining that you're not in shape, that is probably part of the reason. Not all the reason, but part of the reason. Fionn, over to you.
I fully agree. And it's hard for me personally to say this kind of stuff, obviously, because you're a bit older and a bit more experienced. You've got a bit more time to be able to talk to people about this. But I fully agree. The stuff that I've learned off you and so far within all of my teaching, that is that, you know, smashing the fundamentals, like your NEAT, which is your exercise that doesn't really count as exercise. So like cleaning or walking or, you know, hoovering the house or anything like that is so essential. If you build that up throughout the day, then it can create a massive effect on your health and wellness, and also say your body fat percentage. So if you're trying to lose fat, so doing the 10,000 a day should, to some people, seems difficult. And like you said before, we maybe say to some people, oh, if you're on 5,000, try and get 6,000 tomorrow. But it's just excuses, really. You're just trying to butter it up for people. I mean, like you said, without giving people that number, you're kind of taking it away from them. You say this word quite a lot. You say you're kind of doing them a disservice, because if you're just being nice to them and you're just saying, oh yeah, 5,000's okay, in reality, if they've told you they've got a goal that they want to reach towards, and you're telling them that 5,000's going to help them to get there, in reality, it's going to help them that much. Whereas you need to be helping them that much. You need to be giving them the full capacity of what you know. And if you know that 10,000 steps is better than 5,000, then why aren't you saying that? So
Yeah.
this podcast today, I think, is really going to open a lot of eyes for some people. I know, like you said, it might cause some offense maybe, and that's absolutely fine. If, you know, if anyone feels offended, that's fine to feel offended. But in reality, that should give you a challenge, that should pick you up, that it should give you that motivation.
I think exactly that, mate. It's like sometimes people need to be sat in a chair and slapped around the face.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Like the naughty step when you're a kid.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it?
Yeah, you eat too much chocolate, you lose your teeth. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you're a kid, you get told not to eat too many sweets, don't you? You know?
Yeah.
You get told when you're a kid, oh, don't pull a face like this, otherwise when the wind changes, you'll be stuck like that. You get told these ridiculous things. But I'm not saying doing 10,000 steps every single day will give you abs and, you know, be the absolute pinnacle of you being in shape. And let's be honest, 10,000 is a made up number. Now, we're not bragging, but West we are bragging. We do like 20,000 steps a day. That's on average, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't personally choose to do 20,000 steps. It just comes part of the parcel with the job. It's same as I'm in the equivalent, or we're in the equivalent of being a postman, a binman, right? We're on our feet all day. We're doing 20,000 steps. Now, it would be harder for someone in an office job to get 20,000 steps in. I understand that completely. But it definitely is not hard to get 10,000 steps in per day. It just accounts for actually getting up off your ass and doing a morning walk, 20 to 30 minutes, doing a lunchtime walk. And when you get people that say they're too busy, right, during the day, oh, I'm far too busy to fit in A, B, and C. It's the wording you're using, you know, I can't or I won't. Instead, I could or I should. You know, the whole wording, like the context in this, like this book I'm reading, it just said, like, for example, I don't have time to train. It's, you don't make time. So it's like, yeah, I need to make time to train. That's the big difference. Yeah. I need to make time to do my 10,000 steps. And I find that quite frustrating sometimes, because you kind of sugarcoat it and you just kind of go, yeah, it's okay, you know, do an extra 1,000. But really, they've come to us for results, right? You know, you wouldn't be training with me and you if you didn't want to lose body fat and get in better shape. That is the line. And I think we do people a disservice by saying to people, it is okay not to do X amount of steps. It is okay to go out every single weekend, eat a doner kebab and drink 10 pints of Stella, or drink 2 bottles of wine. But really, if you're serious about getting in shape, then those things you're doing need to be minimized or ultimately stopped.
Well, 100%, yeah. People aren't willing to make the sacrifices. So, you know, it's people aren't willing to put things behind them to move forward, because you're stuck in such a cycle. You've been there for so long that to go out of that comfort zone feels strange. It feels weird. Oh God, you know, I've done an extra. Imagine someone's doing 5,000 a day, and then they're listening to this, and they suddenly think, God, they're right. You know, I need to do my 10,000. How much of a feeling must that be? I mean, I can't personally fathom because I've never been under, like, it's no bragging, but I don't think I've ever been under 10,000 in a day, to be honest. Because when you get to like the end of the day and you're like a 7, you think, oh, right, I need to go and get it. But for them to jump, that's literally double what they're already doing. So that must be quite daunting. But that's the sacrifice you've got to make. You've got to make that 20 minutes up earlier in the morning. Even if you go for a walk in your bloody pajamas or something, you know, with some headphones on and a coffee and a flask. Or when you get home from work, you put the kids down to bed. You walk in circles in the living room while you're watching TV. It's just, you've got to make the sacrifice, and people just aren't willing to make it nowadays. We're just handed everything. You know, if you want a question answered, all you have to do is type it on Safari and look in Google, and it's still right there for you. You know what I mean? You know, if you want petrol, all you have to do is drive to the garage and put it in your car. You don't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
You know, if you want food, or every little village has got a local shop. Every little if you want things, they're on tap. They're literally right there. Bam. So people need to relate that to their fitness, but say to themselves, actually, it's not right there. I can't just get it like that. I have to do these little things, and you have to make the sacrifices. It's going to be difficult.
The world's got lazy. That's what it is.
100%.
Everything's lazy. There's like, you know, everything becomes more convenient. You know, you imagine back in the Stone Age, and I'm talking like, you know, Golden G's era, Golden G comes our class, Lucky he's not on Facebook, but Golden G's a legend. And you think like that, he used to share a bath with 4 other people. Not like, he wasn't a pimp. He used to share a bath with his family. That's not going weird. It was like after his family had been in, and he used to get the last bit of water. Do you know what I mean?
You just done a minute.
The bath water was cold. Yeah, he was in there like the 4th bath. Imagine sharing a bath, like bath water with 4 people, and his toilet was outdoors. Like, you think the extra steps just walking outdoors, and like you used to hand wash your clothes and stuff. Now we chuck everything in the washing machine. We use escalators. We use lifts. People are too lazy to walk up a set of stairs. Oh my God. You know how important it is. Like the gym sessions, if I was being honest, I'm being completely honest, the gym sessions don't make as much difference as the steps and the eating in a deficit when it comes to staying slim. I know some people that are in great shape who just have a manual job because they're just an active person. Cleaners, amazing, steps all day. So it's kind of like, it's frustrating because you've got to start being a bit more honest to people, I think. And that's why we don't sell a 1 session a week package. Because people always go, oh, how much is your PT session? It's like, I said to Becky, it's like me going to Becky, oh, how much is it to cut half my head? Oh, it's 50 quid. Oh, right. Can I get half a haircut, please? Well, why would you not want the full haircut? Because the point is, selling 1 session a week isn't going to get you the result you want. So people are selling, trainers are selling 1 session a week packages. And basically they're doing people a disservice because you're not getting people the result they want. And when people start realizing that, is actually you're paying for a result. That's what you want. And that's what I say to people now. And I think people actually, they like the honesty. You know, you're not a dodgy car salesman. You know, you're not trying to sell extras. You know, I bought a sofa and they're always like, do you want the extra, like, you know, upholstery package? Do you want this and that, like upgrades? And loads of it's load rubbish. But when it comes to training, 1 session a week is not going to get you in shape. 3 sessions minimum is going to get you in shape. And I actually think 4 is optimum. So unless you're in the 3 to 4 range, then, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have to come to a trainer 3 to 4 times a week, but you need to be doing maybe a group-based session twice a week and then doing 2 sessions on your own. But if you're not getting in shape, you need to look at yourself and look at the hard facts. You're eating too much, or you haven't been in deficit long enough, right? You haven't seen results quick enough because you're not actually in a big enough deficit. Because if you're only in a 200 calorie deficit, you're going to be waiting for a year, maybe 2 years until you see great results. Because let's do the maths a minute, Fionn. So let's do the maths, right? So if you're in a 200 calorie deficit, right, and there's 365 days a year, isn't there? Right, 200 calorie deficit times by 365. That's a 73,000 calorie deficit. That's a big ass deficit, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But that's a year, right? If you just put yourself in a 200 calorie deficit and you times that by 7, you're only in a 1,400 calorie deficit. And you know for a fact, right, that it takes 3,500 calories to burn a pound of fat. So it's going to take you 2.5 weeks until you lose 1 pound of fat. Well, most people are giving up by week 2.
Yeah.
So you've either got to,
By that point, you wouldn't even see the difference. You'd maybe see it drop in the scales, but visually, it'd be hard to see.
yeah. But if you put yourself in a 200 calorie deficit every single day for a year, then you'll see a difference. And then if you doubled your steps from 5,000 to 10,000, did that for a year, then you'd see results.
Yeah.
And if you took your 2 gym sessions to 4 gym sessions and doubled that, and did that for a year, those 3 things.
Add them all 3. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The small changes, add them all together.
Yeah. That's what I mean. And it's just like, people wanting like the 4-week results. They're wanting, 6-week results. And then they're looking, but you're not going to beat time in the gym, exercise. And I actually think personally, when you get to a level you're comfortable with, I would say I don't work as hard in the gym as I used to. I used to train a lot harder in the gym, but I seem to be able to maintain, and I'm happy at that level. Like, I'm not really bothered about 6-pack abs. Doesn't bother me. I like go to the gym because I like feeling good. If I can lift more weight, great. I like setting a few targets now and again. But actually, I walk around the gym, chat. Most people see me chatting to people. I would like to say I work to a medium level, but actually, I would say I'm probably a little bit lazy. I could work a lot harder, but I'm happy in the shape I'm in, and I lift a good amount of weight for what I feel. I could lift more, I could, but I feel like once you get to that level, you can maintain it quite easily by doing your non-negotiables. And if you want to have a weekend off and you want to go out for the weekend and get boozy, you could do it, and then straight back on track Monday, you get straight back into it. Whereas the people that haven't got into the shape, they wanted to do the boozy weekends and the weekends away in Bude and eating barbecues and fried breakfast and stuff. But they haven't done the hours. They haven't been in the trenches to get that allowance.
That's exactly it. I mean, a good analogy that I use is like, you wouldn't, if you say, for example, you're an office worker and you just started your new job. So you just started your fitness. So if you relay these back together, you just started a new job because you've had a crap job before and you want to start a new fresh. And you're clinically overweight, so you want to get thinner, right? You wouldn't go straight in and ask for a pay rise or a promotion, would you?
No.
You would put in the graft, you'd do the work, you'd get us coffee, you'd work an extra hour at night, you'd clean your desk it more than anyone else would. You'd do this, do that, until you got to the point where you could ask your boss, I've been working this hard, here's my evidence, can I have the result? Whereas that's what people need to do with their fitness. They need to do the steps. They need to eat the good food. They need to exercise. They need to share their wins because it makes them feel better and it keeps the momentum up.
Share the wins.
Change their mindset. And then at that point, once they've done that, they will have that result. They'll have the promotion. They'll have the lower body fat, drop a dress size, jean size, whatever it is, feel better, look better. People saying your aura's better, whatever it is, you've got to put in the graft. I don't see why people think it's a different story with fitness to anything else.
Yeah. I use that analogy of work. It's like going to work, but you said it's like people that want to get somewhere will be doing like 40, 50 hours a week of work. But it's like going, well, what I want to do is I want to earn the good money, have the car and the house, but I only want to work 10 hours a week. I hear people, it frustrates me sometimes because I listen to podcasts, right? And I listen to trainers who are quite high established trainers now, and they turn around and go, oh, you don't need to be working evenings. You don't need to be working weekends. Blah, blah. People don't need a personal trainer in the gym. You just need to send them plans online. And I think it's all right for you to say that now because they've got to that level. And their level allows them to do less hours because they've got a team around them. When they were grafting, they didn't have a team around them. When they were grafting, they were working evenings and weekends and they were on the PT floor. But now they've got to this level. Now they're trying to tell other people. It's like me going, you don't need to do 10,000 steps. You can only do 5. You can eat takeaways every weekend, have a Domino's every weekend, and you're getting great shape. The information they're giving you is incorrect because they were doing this to start off with to get up to there. And that's the same when it comes to fat loss, getting shape, getting stronger, looking better. You've got to put graft in, and it takes a period of time. And I would say, honestly, if you're really serious, you've got a 6 months minimum commitment, minimum. And people we take on now is a 3-month minimum commitment. I tell people 3 months until you start seeing results because I can't get you results. We can't get you results in a month, 2 months, 3 months. You'll start noticing results. Actually, the whole package should be a year because if you did what you said and you committed to it and you were committed to it, within a year, you'd sit back. And I think a year is a great amount of time to really put some investment in your health and your fitness. And
Yeah.
next year, then you could really enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, definitely. I mean, all people see nowadays, even myself included, I'm sure you probably see it as well, is on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is, and it's just photos of people like in pretty bad shape, and then like underneath it says like 6 weeks or 8
Yeah.
weeks or 4 week transformation, and then over there they're like, slim, got the good body and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't fully believe in all of that, to be honest. I don't fully believe. I think that's just a selling point from some traders. Some may be true. Some people may be committed, but we like our analogy, so I'm going to use another one.
Yeah.
What people see, right, is the tip of the iceberg. So this very top tip, and that's your 4-week transformations that do actually do it. That have put the graft in, done it every single day, done the gym. Really hard workers. But then the iceberg comes down, trickles down, and then there's this huge bit that you can't even see with my fingers underneath the water, and that's the people that are taking the time, doing it at a slower rate because they're not that disciplined. They haven't got all these systems in place, so it's going to take them longer. So, yeah, you may see a transformation online that's 4 weeks or 6 weeks and might strive for that, but in reality, the everyday Joe who doesn't have as much time, has got kids, needs to go to work, maybe doesn't know too much about food, all this kind of stuff. You can't do that. Most people can't do that, and that's what you've got to come to terms with. It's the harsh reality.
Yeah, I mean, I could do a 4-week transformation, for example. I was just thinking in my head, right? So I eat about 3,500 a day, yeah? So that's, if I put myself on 1,000 calories a day, right? Say I put loads of weight on. I put on like, say, I don't know, 4 stone, right?
Yeah.
And I put myself in a 2,500 calorie deficit per day, right?
Yeah.
Times up by 30, that's 75,000 calories in 30 days in a deficit.
Yeah.
So
that's what we were going to achieve for that person, 200 in a year.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I could get that. I could get that in a month. That's like 20 pounds or 21 pounds of fat. So I could put on literally like 1.5 stone, and within 30 days, if I stuck to 1,000 calories a day, did my current steps and did my gym sessions, I could lose all that. But the thing is, my calorie intake is very high. With most females, like Bex next door, she's like 1,100 a day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she couldn't afford to put herself in that bigger deficit. Blokes find it much, much easier to lose body fat. Women, you're going to find it a lot harder. You don't have as much flexibility with food, your energy expenditure. Not everybody, but for like 90% of females, isn't as high as males. So males have a much easier time of losing weight. Losing fat, not losing weight. I hate using that word. But losing body fat. And I definitely, I'm going to say power to those women out there, because it is harder to stay in shape. And Bex smashes it. Like, people kind of look at her slim and go, oh yeah, it's easy for her. I'm eating food like left, right and centre, and she doesn't have breakfast, skips breakfast. Lunch, chicken salad, low fat dressing, no pita bread, no wrap. Then it's a go ahead bar, another coffee, and then she has the evening meal. Imagine doing that every single day, day in, day out. Like, do you know what I mean? And at a weekend, she then allows herself a bit more of an flexibility. But,
indulgence, because she's at that stage and she can. She's got herself, she's put the hard work in, she's got the graft, she's got her promotion. So she can turn up late for work one day.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
For example.
But other people, you get one person doing a gym session, they support themselves with bloody McDonald's or a Domino's.
Oh no.
It's like, no. It's like me suddenly getting a new job, right, and then buying a car, like on finance, buying a Ferrari, and then wondering why I can't afford it. That's the thing. So I think on that now, I think we'll wrap up there, because
people need to outweigh the bad decisions and the good decisions a bit more. Take a step back and have a look at it before you actually do these things.
It's simple, people, right? It is simple. It really is. But you've got to have that commitment, that time, determination. And I don't know if there's no need to out people, but I think sit down, have a hard look at yourself. My mum used to say that to me when I was naughty. She just goes, "Oh, you sit yourself down, have a hard look at yourself."
Yeah, like her from school, and it's like,
Yeah, I used to get in trouble at school, and then she'd be like, I'd delete messages. I had a school rang me up once, and she was down doing the putting the washing out, and it was, "Hi, this is Mr. Lemon," and I tried deleting it before she heard it, and she was like, "Oh, you want to take a hard look at yourself?" And she was like, "You disappoint me." That's the worst word to use. You disappoint me. If I
It's not
honestly,
when they're angry, is it?
yeah,
If
when
they're
I'm
angry,
disappointed.
it's like, oh yeah, you're angry. But when you're disappointed, it's like, oh, I've done something really wrong, and
Yeah, I should
that
use
is
that.
scary.
I should use that as a coach. We should use it. You know, when you like someone goes over the calories, you sit them down and go, "I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed."
I'm
Like, you
disappointed.
just
Yeah, sit one
feel like you've
step.
let people down massively, and that's what it is. At the end of the day, be what you want to be. Be thin, be fat, be like muscles, no muscles, but don't don't go moaning to people that you're not in shape, because ultimately it comes down to yourself. You know, this book is saying that when you moan about other people, you need to look from the inside out, because a lot of the problems you're moaning about is actually you're controlling the situation. So if you keep moaning about a friend and keep saying, "Oh, my friend is this, my friend is that," it's normally you that's creating that. So actually, you
Yeah,
don't have to get involved in that situation, but you're doing it, and that's what's creating it. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, if you are, and there are a few people, I've got a client at the moment that's smashing it, really good work. She's really working hard, but she's got an underactive thyroid, and she's got other thing. I won't name names, but she's smashing it. So this doesn't count for her, right? And there'll be a small population or proportion of people that doesn't count for, and they are working their butts off, but they've got a lot of things against them, right? But, right, but I would say that is about 5% of the population. The other 95% of the population just need to eat less, be more active, and smash the gym when you smash it.
yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to recap with that?
Now you've hit it on the head. Bum.
Hey, you end the show. End the show, Fionn.
Well, I know we're a bit harsh, and I know it's a bit of tough loving, but people need to realise that it's going to be a bit of a journey. It's going to be difficult. You're gonna struggle. There's going to be things in place that you maybe don't agree with, like eating a chicken salad and a main meal at dinner time. But if you want the result, if you're committed, then you'll get there. Well, I did a little Facebook Live on the group last week, and it was basically saying that I don't believe in such thing as motivation. It's there, but it barely exists in most of us, because motivation's doing things when you feel like doing it, and most of us don't feel like eating a chicken salad for lunch. We want a nice wrap or a sandwich. But if we're committed to our goal, if we have a reason why we're doing it, then you're I don't know what the percentage is, but you're very, very more likely to do that. So just think about your long-term goals and just think about why you're doing it. And if that's valid, then all the tough things will seem like nothing.
Bang on, mate. I like that. Get your why, everyone, okay? Listen to Fionn. Get your bloody why. Once you've got your why, implement it. And if you need help, and that's what you're struggling with, okay? You're struggling with a
Forget
goal.
to finish with that.
What's that?
I always forget to, on my videos, on my
What's
stories,
that?
everything. I
Call to
always forget
action.
to say, oh, if you need help, give us a message.
Do you know what I mean? Basically, people seem to. I've had a few people get in touch with me and going, "Oh, I know you're really busy, but could I train with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am busy, but that's my job. I'm more than happy to train people." I think people
Yeah,
think that you've got no room for people unless you say, "Would you like to train with me?" It's like asking a girl
yeah,
on a date. You know, if you're in a club, right, Phil, you're busting a move, you're busting a 1-2 step, right? You're at the event, fist pumping away, right? Loving life. You turn to the girl, right, and you say to her, "Do you want to go on a date?" I wouldn't ask a girl at a rave if she wanted to go on a date, because that wouldn't be the kind of girl I'd want to go out with. However, you just turn to her. If you didn't ask her, right, she didn't say yes or no, did she? Do you see what I mean?
yeah,
My point. You said,
yeah.
"Do you want to train with me? If you want to get in shape, I've got the answers. Do you want to train with me?" Right?
Mm.
It's like saying the girl, "Oh, did you ask her out?" "No, I didn't ask her out." Well, how do you know if she's going to say yes or no?
How are you going to get the date then? Yeah.
She's either going to say yes or no, isn't she? She's going to say two things.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's not going to be rude about it. You're going to say to her, "Do you want to go out with me?" She's going to say yes or no. And you go, "No, right, fine, have a nice trip, enjoy the rave." If she
Yeah.
says yes, bang in, job done. Job's a good one. All right? That's the thing. We're on
Let's
that
hope
note.
you got soundproof walls, mate.
Hey, everyone, have a great day. That's hopefully kicked everyone off, kick-started people, and let's just get a bit of emotion running, and hopefully that's fired you up. If that's fired you up, great. Send us a message. Really appreciate it. and always like and share the content. It helps us to share and engage with more people and get more people happier, healthier, and in great shape. See you all soon, everyone. Have a good one.